right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. So I know that I have not posted on this page
You're okay.
in a while. I hope the sun is not like right in my face, but um, yeah, thank
I
you.
hope.
So I have actually been posting a majority of my new content on my new YouTube channel, Coach Megan Elena. And my intention actually was to make this live video on that channel, but since it's a newer channel, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers in order to go live. So for that reason, we are going to be having this session here on this channel. And then also, I feel like that's a great invitation for those of you tuning in who want to come to my new channel to receive those insights and teachings. I've not been super active on this channel just because I want to take a break from social media. I wanted to ground myself, center, come back to my vision, my purpose, and move more with intention. And then what I was sort of led to do is just start fresh. So if you want to be along for that journey, and it's a journey of me coaching as far as spiritual life coaching, and then coaching as far as relationships, personal growth, healing, dating, etc., things like that. So this is my amazing friend Helena. I want to introduce her, and I'm so
Hello.
excited that you're here. I love
Me
you
too.
so much.
Yes, thank you for doing this.
Yes, so Helena and I met originally. She was one of my yoga students at one of my yoga classes. So that's how we met.
Yeah.
And what was your first impression when you met me?
Oh gosh, I just I think I just loved you from the start,
Aw.
and then life was a little crazy for both of us, and then when we reconnected, it was just like two magnets that made sense,
Yes.
and so I don't know, you just made me feel really safe and helped ground me in practice. As someone who had danced my whole life
Yeah.
and been taught to like push very thanklessly on my body
Mm.
rather than enjoy it and connect to it and give back to it. Not to say that I didn't ever do those things, but to do so with intention at like a very tender point in my life. I was like, I cry a lot, so I cried and
You
I was
cried really
grateful.
fast. But it was really healing. That was really
Yeah,
beautiful. And I
no,
was
for
glad you
sure.
could tap into that space. And I
Yeah,
personally love when my students allow themselves to go into that deep emotional release.
yeah,
Because, like you said, and I appreciate that,
yeah,
that I feel like I'm facilitating a space that is safe enough for you
sure.
to feel and release and heal things.
Yeah.
So I love that.
You're
Thank
really
you.
good at that. Yeah.
Thank you, love. I really appreciate that. So today I just wanted to bless her and give her a session. And this coaching session is going to be supporting her in going internally. I'm going to lead her on some kind of guided visualizations so that she can get in connection with the type of person that she is preparing for or ready for, as far as creating an intentional, meaningful, deliciously enriching relationship. And so I'm going to be guiding her through a series of questions, intuitive coaching, just to help her kind of get clear on the type of being that she is, in addition to what work is necessary to shift and open into the direction that would be supportive for her to welcome and embrace the kind of conscious partnership that she truly wants with an amazing man. So I'm really excited for her bravery. Number one, thank you.
Yeah,
Right?
thank you. Seriously.
You're welcome.
Your time and your energy are a treasure, and I think it's so important to do this where people can see it, even though it is, more comfortable. Everyone, be vulnerable in
Right,
private, but
yeah.
to be vulnerable in public
Yes.
gives people permission to do so more for themselves,
Yes.
and I'm a big, big fan of that.
Thank
So,
you. And isn't that more courageous? And that's leadership. Like you're embodying leadership in doing that. Feminine leadership, probably more.
sure.
Maybe that's a reflection
Yeah,
of feminine
yeah, yeah.
leadership, that we lead with our vulnerability and our openness to reveal our emotions, to sort of, prepare a guide map for how other people can navigate those same things intentionally.
Yeah.
So thank you, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love
She's
you.
got her pen and her notepad, and that's what it gave me for your birthday.
It is, yeah. It's special. We're christening
love
it. We're bringing it
Yes.
in. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. That's so beautiful.
It was the perfect notebook for this
Mhm.
occasion.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that you loved it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not sure how long this video is going to go, and I hope that it is able to record everything that we are creating through this process, and I hope the sound is okay. I can't exactly see if there are any comments right now, but if you guys have any questions at the end, if you were tuning in, I'm sure myself or Helena would be happy to answer those questions and just kind of reflect with you a little bit. Now, because of the sun, I almost want to scoot forward a little bit so hopefully they can see better. Okay. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so I just want to encourage you to take a deep breath and close your eyes. And I know that there are potentially people watching this video, Helena, but I just want to encourage you that this is about you. This is time for us to, create this healing moment for you. This is a time for you to experience a session with me. This is a chance for you to really dive deep. And so allow yourself to reach a state of what you would consider authenticity. Even like feeling the breeze, and like if you ever want to move or anything, you want to sound like the greatest gift that you could give any human being watching this is the gift of your authenticity, right? So letting go of any need to perform. There, like you talked about with the dancing and the posturing and all there's no need for that, right? Good. I would encourage this to be almost like a yoga practice in a way too, that you allow your energy to sort of open, and then you can receive the medicine, the gift of this session. I'll also ask you, if you have a preference, what you can do is, if you want to have totally closed eyes this entire time, if you want me to write down the insights that you share, I'd be happy to do that. Some people need to have it in their handwriting for it to really sink into your mind in the future. Or if you want, you write down your insights and I'll guide you, like, okay, open your eyes and go ahead and write that down or something. What's your preference?
Honestly, I think I'd stay in a better flow state if I let you do the writing.
I'm happy to do that.
It helps me reflect later because I'm like, oh, okay. And even the video will help in that too.
1,000%.
As it comes up, you're like, okay. And then you go back and look at it and you're like, oh, that's what came up. Whoa, I really said that. I really did that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm calling this, you're welcome. I'm calling this life partner preparation coaching session.
I'm excited.
Good. I'm so glad. With Megan and Elena.
Yeah. Your handwriting's so pretty.
Thank you, love. I appreciate it. Okay, babe. Okay. So I'll take you back into that space, right? And I just want you at first, as we are going into your body, just relaxing your body, I want you to start to envision what it is that in this moment, in your life, in your body, in your psyche, your emotions, that you are celebrating about yourself. What is the first thing that you are celebrating about yourself?
How far I've come. My ability to learn and make new choices.
Yes.
The things I've cleared in the new space that I'm ready to allow loving relationships, people, projects into. The fact that I was willing to honor and rest, and now I feel ready to move again, but an unrushed movement. I'm really grateful for unrushed movement.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Unrushed movement, allowing the grace. I love that. It sounds like a contrast to that pressure of the dance world, right?
For sure.
That your authentic essence really thrives in that unrushed movement. Though you can move, you can rush.
Right. Move with purpose versus moving out of fear in a hurry are two different things. And I feel grateful that I have stepped into a season of more self-trust.
That's beautiful.
And not needing to prove something. So
that's amazing. And all of those things you just mentioned, of celebrating how far you've come, learning and making new choices, how you're clearing out so much to allow for new people, relationships, and projects. You're embracing unrushed movement, allowing grace, cultivating more self-trust. How are all of those things supporting you in the process of being ready for conscious partnership or an amazing partner? How is that supporting you in your readiness for conscious love?
Really just, it's changed the relationship with myself, where I feel nurtured and not in need. I'm not looking for someone to fill the gap. I'm looking for someone who wants to partner and create and explore the depths of everything and who has potentially explored more than I have in different areas or similar areas, but gets excited and delights and like doesn't let shame run their life. So to connect with someone who helps me grow in those areas that are already important to me,
Yes.
but has worked on that in themselves, and seeing what kind of beautiful things we create for the people whose lives are directly around us and what we want to create. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
Wow, you're gonna love watching this back so much. You're
I'll
gonna
probably cry
love
then
that.
too.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And I do hope that your future partner would even be able to watch this to see,
Yeah,
like, wow, she was doing
for
this inner
sure.
work to prepare. So I love that. So all of these things really are supporting you in being able to be ready for a conscious partnership. Um, I also want you now to sort of look at, and this is to your discretion, of course, because
Sure.
this is something you're sharing courageously publicly, but
It's okay.
is there anything that you have been journeying with in the past that sort of brought up shame, or that there's this fear of being accepted around these things? And if you name it discreetly or name it directly, again, totally your discretion, but at
Yeah.
least honor it internally, and you'll
Yeah.
know when you watch the video what that thing was for you.
Yeah.
And anybody watching, if you're going on this journey with her, tune into what is that thing for you. I'm sure we all have something like that, but the important thing is to notice it, to recognize it, to write it down or speak it. And I'm going to guide you through a process of you being able to breathe into and hold an acceptance of that thing, right? Because sometimes when it comes to being ready for an amazing journey of loving another incredible human being and being loved by that incredible human being, sometimes our unconscious uh, shame, let's call it that, can be a block or a hindrance to you actually being able to receive and let in that love. You might even like push away a great opportunity just because you haven't yet come to terms with healing this thing. Not to say that something that causes you shame is meant to just only be healed and accepted. What also could be available is for it to be transformed, for you to make positive shifts out of that to lead to better decisions or better life choices or better actions, so that you can be living in a way that is maybe easier to accept. But the journey to start with is, how can you breathe acceptance into that current experience? So, anybody to sort of lighten Helena's journey of if she wants to share it or not, I would encourage you guys to be thinking about what that is for you. Maybe it's something about your body, maybe it's something about your past, maybe it's something about anything, like any topic. It could be anything, something that you're not pleased about, a decision you made in the past, how you treat somebody, anything like that. So we're just going to breathe that into our heart. And there is a Tibetan Buddhist practice called Tonglen, which is really, really healing, that we can kind of bring this into. But it's sort of like you breathe into that energy, almost feel it like sort of like a black, dense, dark energy. Heavy is probably the better word. And I'm putting my hand up so it's not like so you can actually see me, because I feel like it's so bright. But so you're going to breathe into that and just feel the heaviness of it. But in this practice, it's a practice of shared vulnerability. So you kind of imagine how many other people on the planet have felt what you felt. So like breathing that in together with every single person, almost imagining like whoever can share that experience with you, that you guys are all sort of breathing into that. So I'll do it for myself too, and breathing into whatever something like that would be for me.
Yeah. Um, so circling back to the original, with what I'm trying to kind of transmute, if you will, or things that I've thought might be things that would have held me back. Um,
It could be anything. It could be something small.
yeah.
Anything that if you visualize yourself on a road, you're walking towards the greatest love of your life, right?
Yeah.
What is this like big tree that just fell over in the road? Like, what do you actually see when you're trying to walk in that way? And what is staring at you being like, Helena, no, like,
Right.
what is that thing? Can you name it? If it's not there, then that's great. But if it is there,
no, it's okay.
we can address
I
it.
think internally I go through the things in my mind that I feel like I've worked through and made progress on, and
Yes.
I'm happy about those.
Yes.
But outside of that, I think one of the overarching themes was fear of becoming someone's complete and entire support system and not having that reciprocated.
Beautiful.
Because a lot of what I've known and loved from parents and even some friendships was just being there and being close meant they were liable to throw any amount of weight or responsibilities on me. And I used to pride myself on being able to catch them and try and, but you can't, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes that's kept me fearful from being super, super close to someone, because what are they going to need from me? What are they going to want from me? What are they going to expect from me? What are they going to put on me?
What will they take from you?
Right, which is not, which I've been noticing patterns in different relationships and trying to ground that in the truth, and once again that journey of kind of building that self-trust, especially in the last year, even beyond that, but I feel like more focused in the last year to honor my ability to say no and say when and speak up for myself, and honor that, and that it's not anything against someone else, and that someone who cares about you loves and like wants your no, wants to know where your lines are. They don't want you to carry 300 pounds and your max is 250.
That's
and then
right.
say, hey, just like take it.
That's right. Someone who loves you wants to prevent you from getting to that
right,
overwhelmed or
right,
overworked
so
experience.
And yeah, so just believing that there are people out there capable of reciprocation without also, I don't want them to ever be in my position. So I think that's where my brain goes, like if I care about them, I don't want them to carry things that are too heavy either. So finding that balance of like, I'm not gonna let you abandon yourself, well, or not let you, because that's a choice only you can make, but I'm gonna be attuned to you, you're gonna be attuned to me, to try and be conscious of not allowing that to be a pattern.
And you won't encourage him to give more than he can actually manage. And what that's saying too is that you're an empathetic partner, and what you are desiring to receive, you are also capable of giving out, which makes that, it makes that in and of itself a healthy request. Because a lot of times people go into a relationship with unhealthy requests, which are, I expect this thing of you, but I'm not willing to give it back. So that's not really, let's say, the ethics of a conscious partnership. A conscious partnership is profoundly built on reciprocity and the ability to receive what it is that, you know, really would support your well-being, and also to give what really supports the other person's well-being. So I love that for you. The blocks are, you know, fear of being someone's entire support system, fear of carrying others' responsibilities too much, and, you know, what are they going to need, expect, or want from me? And then what's really beautiful is that you kind of came up with your own practice, and I really love that. So the practice to overcome that for you is to honor your no. So that's the way for you to move through that. And like you said, it's important to do that early on. That, you know, you can practice the muscle of, he asked you something, let's just say he asked you like to watch his kid. Let's say he's a single dad or something. There. Okay, right? That might be a little close to home.
That's okay.
Right? And so he asked you something like this. Can you envision yourself, if you are actually busy, or if you're emotionally, you have a bandwidth that's been hit, can you envision yourself saying, as much as I'd love to, I'm not able to do that? And can you envision your nervous system remaining calm?
Yeah, I can, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then the man who is, let's say, who God, the universe, life designed for you, who God genuinely wants you to be with, how would he respond to you saying, no, I can't?
With kindness. Like, if that's okay, I'm glad I could trust you and that you were what came up, but I'm also glad that you didn't overextend yourself. I have another close friend or family member, like, you're not the only option in the world. It's not either you help me or I die. It's not like this extreme situation. It's an understanding of, like, it was a genuine ask, not a, if you don't do this, I'm gonna punish or distance, or whether subconsciously or consciously.
Yes. So
Yeah.
there's no manipulation.
No,
There's
yeah.
no
Right.
guilt
Right.
tripping. There's no
Direct communication.
shaming.
It
Yes.
genuinely is okay to say no.
Yes.
And there's no repercussion.
Yes.
Yeah.
The full spectrum of you is safe.
Yeah.
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 I love that so much. That's really beautiful. So your conscious partner will respond to your no with kindness and empathy. I love that so much. So let's envision what it would feel like for you to tap into the energy of what he is going to specifically feel like. Like, this could be, and anybody can do this right now, of what you desire in a person, but let's make it less about our fantasies or our highest best potential, but just like try to open your consciousness and feel maybe what God or life wants to show you. What would your person feel like? That person who is your true complement.
Yeah.
Is he grounded in his masculinity? Is he discerning? And just feel him, like, if you can, opening to that future, that potential.
Yeah.
And if you can name like some of the qualities of his energy and how he makes you feel.
Yeah.
The impact he has on you. Yes. The impact he has on others.
The first word that comes to mind is just tender. He's
Yeah.
a tender type of person who knows how to attune, who is so kind, and even though he stays grounded, does not hide their enthusiasm or excitement or the good that they see in not just me but other people, and the way that they speak that over other people. Words are really important to me.
Yes.
And that it aligns with their actions as well. Just someone who I feel really seen and safe with at the same time. And that's reciprocated, that there's a lot of respect with the love, which is funny because that wasn't a word I would have used a long time ago. Respect, that wouldn't have been the first thing to come up, but it is now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So he respects you and you respect him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
What does respect feel like to you in your body? When you tell a man is truly respecting you, what are visceral sensations in your body that you might notice?
That's a good question. Relief. Relief that they relief, a lot of relief, a weight is taken off.
That's beautiful.
Because I'm respected, there's not this there's a trust there.
Yeah.
There's I value you even when you're doing absolutely nothing.
That's beautiful.
Delight in you, I see you, I don't need you to prove yourself to me, and I've watched you enough to know I see that your bandwidth is maybe right here right now. So while someone you care about is asking something of you or me or us, and you're hesitating, and I'm gonna either give you an affirming look or a hand on the back or a bit of presence, or if you're really having a hard time, maybe even speak up if I'm in that conversation and be like, hey, I at least think it over. I trust you to make the right decision for yourself, but you've been doing a lot, so just give yourself a minute. Just that nice grounding, in that moment when you need to borrow the bravery of someone you love or that cares about you, and you always offer that to other people. I want that energy.
That's beautiful.
Of we're together in this.
So it sounds like your sovereignty is able to be honored.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that the feeling of your man respecting you feels like he is acknowledging your authenticity.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to shape or change it or mold it, but it's actually a relationship where he genuinely sees the whole spectrum of who you are, and he's interacting to you on a partner to partner basis,
Yeah.
not on a basis of what can I get from Helena to conform and support, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I need in my well-being. No, a conscious partnership is how can I honor and support and acknowledge the authenticity of my partner to thrive in my presence. And why do I do this? Because I know she's gonna do the same thing for me. Like, that's one of the most beautiful things, that it doesn't always work this way in relationships, but that's the difference between a relationship and a conscious partnership.
Yeah.
The ideal is that when you give out something to another person, they'll reciprocate. But really, in a conscious partnership, the foundational idea is that you go into it being able to create conscious agreements that support your partnership to thrive. So it's like, what are going to be some agreements that we have in our partnership? It's mutual respect, and then you can take it deeper of like, what does that feel like in my body? And it sounded like for you, respect feels like relief. And so like this, we can take this deeper, because what this could be for you is actually one of your non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's one of the things I guide women a lot in their journey of whether they're in a partnership, ready for a partnership, finding one. You've got to have non-negotiables, at least 5, which can be internally about you, about how you feel in his presence.
Yeah.
It also could be about him, qualities he has.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love that. That is so beautiful. That was so genius. How does that make you feel just going through that process? Any insights or reflections that are kind of coming up for you?
I love it. I think it brings a little bit of like emotionality up.
Yes.
Just because there have been times where I've chosen people.
Right.
And like all of that happened for a reason, etc. But just to look back on the Helena that was trying her best, and the ways that it hurt to partner with people who were not reciprocating that. And so, and just being able to sit in the presence of knowing that that truly is so possible, and feeling it and connecting to it. And I've been doing my best to do that on my own, to change how I think and how I see things and what I believe to be possible. And yeah, it's exciting, and I think it makes me like cry in empathy for the Helena who was in a different place in her life in the past, and what she's just experienced.
And that's beautiful. I know that that's a really, probably emotionally unpleasant place to be in at this moment, but
it's kind of a gift.
There is a sweetness, yes.
Yeah.
There is a sweetness to it.
I think I used to shame her, and now I empathize with her. Like, there would be a time when it's easy to be like, oh, you need to get to the better spot, versus like, no, that Helena was doing the best she knew, and like, I have so much love for her, just as much as I do for where I am now.
That's so beautiful. I've heard it expressed that a healer needs to be with a protector.
Please.
Right? And also, a protector doesn't want to drain the healer, because he understands that if she's drained, she actually can't provide the healing to him that he might actually love and benefit from it as well. So he's going to even protect you from himself if he was a contributing factor to any type of draining experience for you, right? But then also, what came to me when I heard you say that is, I want to encourage you that, that past version of Helena, right, that was so generous, so loving, so perhaps overgiving, right? And that's just your natural empathy rising to the surface, which is a beautiful thing. But what I see you finding within yourself is your own protector.
Yeah.
Your own protector of that healer inside of you. And so how do you move through life with a healer inside of you that doesn't get taken advantage of by other people? Is that you allow your protector to be the first one to meet them.
Yes, absolutely.
Your protector meets him, and your protector is the one that allows you to have boundaries, the one that allows you to say no. And if the man is, let's say, proving himself worthy in that he's not asking you to overgive, or he is respecting and honoring your time availability or lack thereof, that he has shown you that he cares and is interested in the things that you're interested in, not just what benefits him.
Right.
That he's shown himself to be that for you, then you can reveal your healer. Then you can reveal that piece for yourself. It doesn't mean you have to be hard or cold or masculine. No. You can still be a very feminine being, but be a little bit like spacious in how close you allow yourself to get
For
to him,
sure.
and lean back in your feminine energy of I'm allowing him to prove himself to me, that he knows how to handle or take care of my
Yeah.
inner healer. Somebody might call that, your inner child or whatever it is
For
that you
sure.
kind of want to keep safe. And
Yeah.
especially if you're an overgiver, especially if you're an empath, it's really important to be able to have that connection to honoring your no. Yeah. So I love that for you. That's super, super exciting.
Yeah.
So another journey I want to bring you into here while we're together in this session is I would love for you to tap into a space inside of yourself that is emanating worthiness. Like even if you can open your arms
Yeah.
as wide as you can go, and like calling out almost like he's somewhere, and
Yeah.
there is some science too that energy can be felt, and so it's
Of
like if she's
course.
tapping into this within herself, he may be doing complementary things in his own journey to be ready for love with an amazing woman like Helena.
Love that.
So I want you to just sort of project this feeling, this idea, this energy out there of like, I am worthy.
Yes.
I'm worthy for love. And like if you can go back to any of those places of, the fear of being someone's entire system, a support system, if you could kind of like try to clear that out. Like whatever visualization you need, if you need like to visualize water, or if you need to sort of mentally visualize throwing it out, and just knowing and declaring to your person in the future, like, I am not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm worthy of receiving what's the thing that's going to counter you being someone's entire system. I'm worthy of receiving acceptance for my boundaries and for my limits. I'm worthy of experiencing respect from an incredible man.
I am worthy of that.
Yeah. Who brings my system relief.
Yeah. So much relief.
Can you say that? I am worthy of an incredible man who respects me and brings my system relief.
I can.
Yes?
I am worthy of a man who respects me and brings me so much relief and love and open-heartedness and depth and reciprocation.
Yes.
And just an actual partnership.
That's beautiful. Yes. And now
And so much love.
bringing your hands to your heart and just sort of bringing in that energy to solidify the truth of that. How does that feel to tap into that?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, I feel really light.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It's very healing.
And warm.
Yes. And when you do this inner guided practice, it is changing things in your psychological makeup. It's changing things in your neurology. It's changing things in the way that you're going to move forward. It's also changing what behavior patterns you're going to find attractive in other males.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So let's go into that right now of when you see a man, let's say he's really attractive, but he has this one quality and it reminds you of something that was a pain point for you before. What is that thing? What is that thing that you are just like, you're a no to? You could call it red flags. What are the red flags? Yeah.
Yeah, this idea of I'm with you briefly and then disappear.
Yeah, sort of like absent emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally not
and
consistent.
Probably physically.
Yeah.
Inconsistency.
Yeah, inconsistency. Yeah, inconsistency and shutting me out. Anytime if they don't have a capacity for joy, or they see my joy and they kind of put it down or belittle it, that's a very big like deterrent now.
Beautiful.
I think in the past, like 10 years ago, it might have been something where I would have been like, well, I can alter this, it will be okay.
Right.
Now that's not a negotiable. Like, if you see my dancing and you see my joy and all you can think about is that another man gets to touch me, then your insecurities aren't welcome here.
That's
like
beautiful.
your
I love that.
your willingness to ask me to give up something I love.
That's right.
Because you have a fear of something that's not actively happening.
That's right.
Is a very big turnoff for me. Like, if my freedom is a threat, then just go ahead and move along.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, not desiring your freedom. So it sounds like, in that experience of if a man is threatened by your dancing. It's like he cares more about how it impacts him or how he feels versus honoring what that experience brings to you.
Right.
So yeah, that's a great way to discern, and let's call it an unconscious partner versus a conscious partner.
Yeah.
A conscious partner puts the feelings, the sensations, the experiences in your body as just as important as his own.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, he's having a visceral feeling of, oh my gosh, when Helena's dancing, I feel nervous because other guys are going to look at you and they're going to want you, what is that inviting him into? A conscious partner is going to explore, okay, I get to own my feelings. I get to own, and maybe in private first. Like, he doesn't have to even bring that to you right away, right? Big emotions in a conscious partnership are not meant to explode on the other person, okay? So what he can do is own the fact of, I notice I feel really insecure, or maybe he wouldn't say that, I feel really jealous, I feel threatened, I feel this, but that's his inner work. That's his inner work to try to tap into, number one, trusting Helena, trusting you, right? Because when he's trusting you, what is he doing? He's respecting you.
Yeah.
He's respecting you
Believing
enough
that
to
I'm
know you'll stay to your
capable
word.
of-
Yes.
Yeah.
That you're capable of that, right?
Yeah.
And also, he would be seeing you.
Yeah.
He's seeing your totality, not just what makes him comfortable. Because if we only see someone in the spectrum that makes us comfortable, we are not seeing them, right? We are seeing something that confirms, what we need in order to feel safe and validated and not triggered and not put out of our comfort zone, not on the edge a little bit. No, a conscious partnership is going to put you on the edge. They're going to challenge you. You're going to feel the same thing too.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe he plays basketball and like other women are looking at him and he's being celebrated and he feels like a god or whatever, but you know that you're his woman.
Yeah.
You know he's coming home to you. You know that your validation, your affirmation, your appreciation, celebration is the thing he craves, the thing he needs, the thing he wants. And so you also get to tap into that energy of like, how can I envision myself battling my own inner journey of maybe being potentially jealous, and what would I do to get out of it?
Yeah.
If you can guide yourself through that experience, I truly believe that the women, the females, especially conscious females, are the emotional leaders. Like, we lead emotionally by example, not saying like do this, do that. No, it's about if I can journey through myself and process and move through jealousy, and maybe I tell you about my experience, like what I did for myself internally, that might benefit you. And you might be able to then take it upon yourself to have that practice so that you can support me in doing what it is that truly fulfills my purpose and my light and my dharma without it triggering or upsetting you. Because in reality, conscious partnership is supposed to want to catalyze each person into living in their greatest expression. And if we have emotions come up such as jealousy, insecurity, fear, what have you, those are all our opportunities to do the inner work so that we can heal to become the best partner for each other. Yeah? So I love that. You have incredible red flags. Do you want to hear them all of what you kind of discovered within yourself? Yeah. I love seeing you open your eyes. How do you feel?
Good.
This
happy.
is good, right?
Yeah, very
this
present.
Is like really good. Deep Look,
Yeah.
if you can, look at the camera so they can see how radiant your eyes are. Like, her eyes are so radiant.
So sweet.
No, it's true. Okay, so you have your red flags here. Coldness, absent emotionally, inconsistency, shutting you out, low capacity for joy, belittling in any way, insecure, jealous, and not supporting your freedom. That was one that
for sure.
we were going a little fast, so I wanted them.
I love that. No, I think if gosh, like I said, I'm a very words person, so I could add so much to this. Like,
it's a good starting off point.
For sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I think not having community is a red flag to me for a man that I'm with, someone who has people that he can be vulnerable and transparent with, that are supportive of him, like mentors and equals alike, whatever, just that sort of thing.
And that can also evolve over time too.
Right, and it's definitely going to shift with seasons. I just think that sets up a good practical ground for, like, I don't expect you to bear every emotional weight of mine if I have people that I can healthily bring that to, whether that's
beautiful.
Therapist, friends,
for sure,
etc., and people who, are going to be conscious and kind in how they respond to
Yes.
you.
He's willing to work on himself.
Yeah.
You're not his emotional support
Right.
system.
Of it,
He has
yeah.
other avenues, which is healthy for a
Yeah.
female or a male both to have
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
And it's also like we honor our partner's capacity. We honor their cup.
Yeah.
I love this practice. I don't know if it was Brene Brown. I'm sure other people have said it as well.
Sure.
But I think it was her. She said something like when she walks in the door in her home with her husband, one of the practices they do is they greet each other by saying their percentage that they're
I
at.
love that.
Right? She's
Yes.
like,
She's
I'm
my
rocking
favorite.
20% right now,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
I got
yeah.
90, and he's like, babe, I got 2%, or he's like, I got 75%. So they get to honor each other of where they're at energetically and
Yeah.
emotionally with the
Yeah.
percentage, and then when your partner is at a different percentage, you
Can honor
you
that,
can
and
carry
like
it.
you can see it differently. You walk into it, changes your level of attunement, because that may not be obvious from walking in
right.
and looking at them, and some days maybe it is depending on what percentage you're at.
Right.
But you get to be like, okay, I can have like extra
Yes.
grace. Like maybe we both need some solo time with a good book or a meditation
Absolutely.
or a walk or
Yeah.
whatever. We can go for a walk and not even talk to each other
Right.
if that helps bring us back home,
Yes.
or separate, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But just allowing that space for what is needed and what is going to set you up
Yes.
for success, rather than fear and shame would shut down and be like, oh my gosh, she doesn't like me as
Right.
much, or this or that or whatever,
To have
making
that
it
constant
personal when it's
expectation.
not,
Yeah.
because they don't, that's not fair to them.
Yeah.
That's not allowing them to be a full human.
It's
Like
true.
they're allowed to be at that percentage and
Yes.
it not mean anything about you.
I love that. No, I love that you said that, because that is true. That's how we honor someone as a dynamic human being.
Right.
And we don't expect them. Like, oftentimes people expect for your partner to always be at 100% capacity.
Right.
That's not always going to happen. And so a
Yeah.
lot of times that's when the disagreements come in, because
Yeah.
it's like you're expecting them to provide what it is that you need, but you're not asking what ground they're standing on, and if
Right.
they're able to
Right.
provide that need from the emotional place
And
that
what
they're
you can
at.
do for yourself in that before you expect to outsource it entirely to
Truth.
another person, no
Truth.
matter who it is, whether it's romantic, friendship, daughter, son, whatever. Like, you
Truth.
don't want to make anyone solely responsible for that.
Yes.
You want to feed your inner world and needs first,
Yes.
and then share, rather
That's
than
right.
being like, Megan, I'm just having the worst time in the world and it's up to you to fix it. You're going to be like,
Right,
oh
that's
my
a lot of pressure,
God,
like,
I
oh,
need to run away
Okay,
now.
I gotta put
can't-
this bag I got down. Let me do that so I can hold that for
yeah,
you. Yeah.
Which, that's too much for anybody.
Mhm.
It's not realistic.
And this is the work, I just want to say this to people out there too, this is the work that conscious women are doing. Like, if you look at statistics, the majority of people doing emotional intelligence healing growth is women. Not to say that there aren't men doing it, there are a lot of men doing it for sure.
Bless.
Right? They're amazing. We love them. We want more of them.
Please.
But this is a reference to when you're going into those conscious partnerships, it's really important that you realize, almost like, all of your emotions are like your own baby. Like, it is
Yeah.
your responsibility to take care of that baby. You don't just hand off your baby to some random stranger or some new person. No, it's like, this is mine. This is
Right.
mine to take care of. This is mine to soothe. This is mine to feed. This is mine to put in time out. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's
so
just a
that's your
messenger.
journey.
And even as babies, like, that's another thing I could go on a whole tangent with, and I'm sure you could, but all behavior is communication. Like, every emotion that comes up is just a messenger, and if you sit with it and let it speak to you as it needs to, and it only has to last 90 seconds unless you spiral with it. It doesn't have to last forever. And so it's very like, honor the message and then ground it in truth and reality and presence and where you are. And then also, like, when you're partnering with someone, don't do it to the state of delusionment, but you want to live in a state of assuming the best, not assuming the worst.
Right. And see things how they are, though,
right,
and be
accept
able
what's going
to
on,
call your partner out.
but keep in check that you're not assuming the worst about someone.
Right. That is really important. Like the reference you gave with your dancing.
Right.
Of how if a partner sees you dance and their brain naturally goes to, oh, other men are going to see Helena dancing and they're going to want her, and then I'm risking losing my position. That shows like his state of consciousness.
Yeah.
That shows where he's coming from. That shows where his thoughts are channeling. So it's like that kind of shows you almost like one of those red flags of maybe he doesn't have a community that he can, let's say, vent to or release his thoughts to. And let's be honest, a lot of men don't have that.
Yeah.
The majority of men don't have community. We're not encouraged to have a safe space to process or express their emotions in order to find out what is a healthy thought that actually is honoring to your feminine partner and what is an unhealthy thought, right?
Yeah.
So I love that you were able to discern all of that. But I want to, so from here, from this red flag, the next step is all of these red flags that you just identified. if you could flip them
The green
inside
flags?
out. Yeah, so
Or-
we're gonna
no,
reverse
sorry.
engineer this.
Yeah.
So this is literally your guide map in a way.
what I
Now
do
this,
want.
yes, this could become your non-negotiables.
Right,
It doesn't have to
But
be,
it's
but
in the same, in that sphere.
it could be pieces of them.
Yeah.
So let's start with the coldness or absent emotionally. What is a flipped desire? You could even
Yeah.
call it a need.
Yeah, for sure.
It's okay to have those needs.
Agreed. I need someone who is connected to all parts of themselves, so that includes their emotionality, because as much as we love to portray that like men don't have emotions other than anger, which is untrue, if you're unaware of it, you tend to kind of bleed that out on other people. So a lack of awareness sets up a situation for me that is going to be undesirable at some point. So I really want someone who is aware of what they're feeling, can deal with it in real time, and doesn't take it out on other people. No, I know, that's why I had to unwrap my legs. I was like, I'm gonna have to shake it out here in a minute like a little dog. Just
Yes.
Yeah, no,
I love that.
but
Okay, emotionally connected to all of him. I love that.
yeah, because the more you don't make space for what's in you,
Yeah.
if someone else sees it and reflects it back to you, you're not going to accept that. You're not going to like that, and then
Right,
we're
so
in two different realities.
Self-awareness.
Right, yeah.
Right? But also, let's say your future man comes in and he's not emotionally connected with all of himself, but he has some self-awareness, but he has one quality.
Yeah.
He's willing to learn.
Willing to learn.
Is that good enough
and
for you?
mostly regulated, or has some sort of tools for regulation.
Capacity to regulate.
Then yes, yeah, absolutely.
See, for me, I feel that exact way. I feel like it is one of my non-negotiables that he has the ability, and I made a video about this on my Coach Elena channel, that he has an ability to diffuse conflict.
Yeah.
That he, whether that's internally within himself or within the partnership, that he is not someone that adds fuel to flame, but he is someone who practices being able to regulate himself. He is attuned to me, and he's able to, let's say, soothe me in a moment without having to say, relax, because that never works. That never helps. In fact, you're pretty much saying to a flame, grow bigger.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, what you're feeling, it doesn't matter right now. Right. And you're like, oh, great, thanks for that.
So that is a red flag.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
an undesirability. And so one of the things I've really trained my brain in this recent last couple year journey that I've been on, of like a deep self-care journey, is that I've trained my mind to, when I see a behavior that I would consider a red flag in a man, I do not go into wanting him to do differently.
Yeah.
That doesn't even arise for me. That's not even present, right?
Yeah.
What happens is when I see that behavior, I go, oof, unattractive.
Yeah.
It's just not as attractive.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a mindset journey that you get on to, when you see these red flags, choose into your self-worth.
Yeah.
Choose into your self-worth and be willing to kind of put that distance.
Yeah.
And what that also does is it kind of sends out this like honing beacon to emotionally healthy men that is like, oh, she's available to me and she's not available to this. So in a way, there's like some type of exclusivity in your energy that rises your value in conscious masculine males' minds. And so that's in a way too how you can signal to an emotionally healthy man, I am a woman of a high caliber. I am a woman of a high emotionally rich value, that I know when I see a man who is not embodying my values, he doesn't even have a chance to pursue me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give him that chance.
Yeah.
So what are some things internally within yourself that you could, obviously your no is a huge piece of that, but what are some things you can embody within yourself that when you see a guy who's pursuing you or wants to pursue you or is interested in you or something, but you can just sense or detect that he doesn't have that emotionally connected ability, how can you see yourself actually telling your brain like, oof, I'm totally turned off? Like, what is that going to take for you?
I think I kind of see it as almost an alignment thing. So when you show me that, it kind of turns me, and the more the pattern reoccurs, the more that I pivot a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Right.
And it's not like I can't still see you, but once it's repeated enough, I'm like, okay, I've seen that this is a pattern. It's not going anywhere. It wasn't a one-off. Like, I tend to kind of observe before I like, if I see it once, I don't say, that must be how they are all the time. But then if I see it repeated, I'm like, okay, so while I don't think you're a horrible person, I don't see us being in alignment with, I want to create a future that looks like this, and I don't think I don't think we're going to do that together. Like,
I love that.
So it just
That's beautiful.
kind of, it's like a pivot. It's, or like a tiny step back, even if it was just an inch.
I love
You know
that.
what I mean? Like, you meet people and you either feel forward or backward. Your body says
that.
yes or it says no. So
Yes.
even a little no is taking me a little bit backwards and a little bit backwards.
I love that visual you gave of like just being able to take assessment of where is my body leaning.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a man's presence,
Yeah.
if what he's doing is causing you to lean in,
Yeah.
those are all great signs. But
Yeah.
if what he's doing in any way is causing you to lean back, and if you
Yeah.
don't, if somebody doesn't have the capacity, or let's say like the consciousness,
Sure.
the developed consciousness to be able to recognize that an ouch is also a leaning away.
100%.
Because a lot of people might take an ouch and then go,
Right,
no.
right.
Self-respecting
Yeah.
men and women
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that. You hurt me, you lost access to me.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And like, it's not necessarily a coldness, it's a natural progression and evolution of the demonstration of your self-respect.
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, I love that. Okay, so we were able to flip around
Yeah.
coldness absent emotionally,
Yeah.
and you really got to self-aware.
Yeah.
But it's not like you have this, super crazy high expectation that he has to be,
No.
emotionally developed to the point of like, I don't know, Buddha or whatever. But
Yeah.
you pretty much say,
Kind of like a warmth and a presence.
He has a
like
willingness
an
to learn it.
availability to like actually be with you and then
Yes.
to want it. So like
Yes.
someone who takes themselves too seriously all the time is exhausting. You know what I mean?
what do you mean by that? Like, has really high standards, or
Not really high standards, but just like if you can't play, you have no room for error, mistakes, or the bandwidth or the grace for someone to be a person. And so if you
That's
don't,
true, that they would then probably judge you in such a
Yes,
harsh
'cause
capacity
if
as well
they're-
as how they judge themselves.
right, if they're already that hard on themselves, that's their practice, right?
Yeah.
Everything, how people treat themselves and how they treat the others around them, that's
Yeah.
a practice. So if there is no practice, how am I going to reasonably expect that to change magically
That's beautiful.
for me? So
You might want to add on to, I'm going to do this for you, but
yeah,
another red flag is self-critical.
yes,
Because as you just expressed, what often he does to himself, he's going to do to
To
you,
me, yeah.
or even if he doesn't say it, he's silently judging.
yes,
And especially when you're an empath,
you can feel
like
it.
you are, I am, a lot of females are, a lot of males
Right.
are too, but you can feel when someone's judging you.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, his name is Ralph Smart, he said this quote, and I feel like it always changed my life since that moment. But he said that when you judge someone, you're limiting the capacity that they have to be who they truly are.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're almost saying like, the way you are is not okay for me. For what? For my standards? But does that
Yeah.
have any connection or correlation to the relationship you have with yourself?
Right.
Where you want to go, how you want to be?
Yeah.
Like, just because I like pasta and you hate it
Right.
doesn't mean I should change my taste buds.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
No, sometimes there
for
are certainly
sure.
unhealthy things that we're going to do,
Yeah.
and our partner's going to reflect that. But
Yeah.
if you respect each other
Yeah.
enough, you have that mutual respect,
Yeah.
then you know the way he's going to communicate those things is going to honor your soul, it's going to honor your spirit.
Right.
It's going to come at you from a place that you know he's not trying to tear you down.
Yeah.
He's trying to support your growth and
Right.
up-leveling.
Right.
But it would be important that that was maybe something that you had asked for support on.
right.
Like that you almost
Yeah.
invited it. You're like, I just
Yeah.
want you to know in our relationship, it is safe for you to reflect to me
Yeah.
any areas that you feel like I could grow. Personally, for me, I love that.
Yeah.
I value that when a man, a conscious man, a masculine man, is able to come to me and say, babe, like, these are some ways I feel like you could grow or evolve, or if you did this, you might be able to improve in that capacity.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I find that really sexy
Yeah.
and attractive.
Yeah.
So let's take, what's the opposite of self-critical for you? Or the inverted? It's
Yeah.
not the opposite, but if you just found its counterpart.
Right. The opposite of self-critical.
I have one
The
if you
word that
don't have it.
kind of comes up, I'm trying to figure out how to make it more concise, but to me it's just like the ability to celebrate and the
Yeah.
capacity for joy.
That's what I was gonna say, appreciate.
Yeah, appreciation
Yeah.
for sure of themselves and everything else around them.
But
So,
not naive, not
yeah,
ignoring.
not delusional. Like
Yeah.
you're still aware, like you're holding
Yeah.
in balance like all
Right.
these things, but they're not permanent failures.
True.
Because self-critical to the level of like this is a end all be all sort of thing
Yes.
kind of cuts off capacity for growth as well.
Right.
Just as shame
sure.
does when you're learning something.
sure.
If you decided A plus B, I failed and got 4, so it means I can never be good at this, then you've
Right.
cut yourself off from learning, from
Right.
growing, from assessing.
If they make definitions too quickly from negative experiences that limit them.
Yeah.
And I want to hold something, I want to bring something into this moment that men are very different from women.
Yeah.
Like very different beings, creatures, brain wiring,
how
everything.
They operate, for
so
sure.
We cannot expect a man to be another woman.
Yeah, that's true.
We cannot expect him to be another version of us. Because then in a way we're doing that exact thing we hate.
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
When they're judging us. But if we judge him, let's say he comes to you, he's really appreciative, he's willing to learn, but he's not at the place where he has grown out of being self-critical. But he did that, and the thing that we get to do as conscious females is look for the reason for good in a man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of the ways that we don't emasculate a male, is when we look at any of his qualities, no matter if they seem confusing to you or totally not how you vibe or how you live. But if you look at it, you say, what's the reason for good?
Yeah.
Or how has this served his adaptation or his survival?
Why does he operate this
way? If he's self-critical, he knows he's not going to fail. Because he's actually going to see and reflect on where he could have done better, where he erred. He's going to keep growing and keep rising. And if he holds himself to a high standard, then he has self-respect, he has dignity, he wants to show up at his highest capacity, right? But if he has an ability to have that for himself as his preference, which he gets to have, right?
It's a tool, because what tool works for you is great, as long as you don't turn around and use it to beat other people.
Absolutely. So that's the point. That's the point, that if he has this internal masculine core of I am self-critical, but it serves my growth.
Where I need to go.
But if he can respect you're not receptive to criticism, if he has that capacity, would you still accept him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I want you to look at this, because it's like, imagine there's a guy out there, Elena, and he's making this list in a way for himself, for you, or for his future woman, right? He's thinking about what are red flags of a female. What if he's getting super idealistic? Not saying that you are right now.
That's okay.
Right?
It can be. It's okay.
I want us to dream. I want us to get as big as we possibly can, because that's how you get clear. That's what this process is supposed to support you, mentor you, and being clear. But let's just say he's out there and he's writing this big list of, a red flag is if she does da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But then you come walking in and it's like, maybe you have one of his red flags.
Sure.
But you have a green flag too.
Yeah.
So the question he gets to ask himself is like, can I accept her in this if she also does that?
For sure.
So that's what I kind of want to bring you into, feeling in of like, can you hold that space in between?
Yeah.
So that it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Because they're not meant to be walls. It's meant to be things that I'm hopeful for, but like at the end of the day, the non-negotiables are more so that like the respect, the autonomy, the taking accountability for yourself, being aware of yourself, the not projecting onto me, and just being aware and having similar values. They don't have to operate the same way. I know we're going to function differently, and I love being open to learning how you do, because that may help us make tweaks or refine our own tools. It's not to say we're going to pick up the same tools all of a sudden, but it helps me, and I love understanding why people are the way that they are. So I'm never going to look at someone and be, I've honestly been too flexible in my thinking with that in the past. I've been like, okay, well, this happens and I don't love it, but there's also like, they also seem to be very self-sufficient and responsible in these departments of their life, and they're doing the best that they can with where they were and what was thrown upon them. And like, I feel like I'm in a better place now to see it with more clarity, where I can say, okay, this is something they're using as an excuse versus this is where they are, but I think they're this wonderful human being and I would love to partner with them. Like, you don't have to come at it and be perfect, but yeah, there definitely were patterns in the red flags of things that I like don't want to have so much grace for, that I pretend they don't exist.
That's really important. Yeah, it's a difference of enabling versus being able to see and honestly assess your partner's capacity or lack thereof.
Right.
So a question I want to ask you is, relating to this, of how sometimes, especially as females, we can be very idealistic with what we want, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing in a way, because your life partner is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make in your entire life, right?
Right.
They're going to be with you, they're going to affect who you are, your purpose, they're going to affect all of that.
Yeah.
And then also thinking about all of his qualities will be replicated in your son, in your children, right? That's huge, right? That's a huge factor. But what? So let me go back to this here. Oh yeah. So what is a complementary strength? Like when you think about, you're very feminine, obviously, right? You're a very feminine woman.
Yeah, this is true.
What is a complementary strength in the opposite spectrum as a masculine man that would directly benefit you, that you would love to learn from him in, or that you would love to grow from? So I want you to get into that mindset of like opening to what are the complementary masculine strengths and gifts that he can provide into your life that you would actually be really receptive to, really appreciative of, something you haven't experienced yet. What are those?
Boundaries and discipline.
If he's good at that?
Boundaries and discipline.
Why would that benefit you?
With his own resources, and then
like money?
More so time. I think. I mean, yes, money as well, but just
like time management?
Yeah, someone who's like, there's a safety, someone's always going to be there. I can depend on someone having my back, so that like when we're doing things, it's not like, I don't know if they're going to show up. I'm probably going to have to do all of my load and your load too.
Dependable.
So like,
there's that expression of bare minimum versus princess treatment. Being dependable is like bare minimum.
Right. Yeah.
for a potential partner, as far as I think when it comes to a healthy man.
Yeah, structure that still honors flow. I think I'm more on the flowy side.
Right. If
and
you could have
so
structure,
it would be nice to have
you.
someone balance out with someone who has more of a structure. A structure that honors and makes sense, because like I love good leadership, but I will not stand for bad leadership.
Of course,
in
you
any
shouldn't.
capacity. Like,
you shouldn't.
I'm not gonna blindly follow you because this is the way it's always been done.
Right.
Like, if we don't have a system that's honoring and nurturing and functioning for what we are as a unit,
authentic.
Us as people, individually and together, then what's the point of the system, right?
I love what you just said. What she said is probably one of the most important things that you could express when it comes to conscious partnerships. Is there's often this thought of like the man is supposed to always lead, but if he's leading you to like a dark alley, or he's leading you to a really shady looking, lake at night, and you're like, what the F? No, you should not blindly
Just
follow. I would never encourage a female to blindly follow, because men are supposed to lead. No, if he's an emotionally healthy man, if he has integrity, if he's working on himself, and if he hears your needs and desires and wants, and he puts that into and incorporates that into the plan with how he moves in life, and he honors your feedback. He wants it, he desires it, because he's a team, right? And if he has the ability,
the capacity to hold all of that and then integrate it,
and if he has the ability to take off the leadership hat for a moment and step into the partnership hat, which is maybe there would be times you want to lead something, like maybe there's a practice that you have of like how to heal something emotionally or whatever. Maybe sometimes he wants to learn from you. Like some women, especially females like us, who have really sought out wisdom in great ways, and who have taken upon themselves great lengths to do inner self-study. I know, I speak for myself, I think I can speak for you in this, but we really value when a man actually wants to learn from us. One of my non-negotiables is that he values and honors my wisdom. That he loves it, and he comes to me for that, and that he respects women. That's another one.
For sure. Yes, absolutely. That's a big point. I cannot stand when we're in a secret competition that I didn't agree to. We can't be partners and competitors at the same time.
What do you mean by that? Like, how would that show for you in the past? What's amazing?
Just, I think that kind of contributes to not being able to celebrate my joy or my wins. So if I accomplish something, or if I'm doing well in something, your automatic thought shouldn't be, well, I'm not very good at that, I need to be better, or whatever. Like, why is that
so you know what that says to me? That says to me he's coming from a feminine mindset. Because only a feminine mindset would compete with another woman. A masculine man would never want to compete with a woman.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, he can't. He has no desire to. It's sexy for a masculine man to see you shining. In any capacity.
Agreed.
And an emotionally, mentally secure man is going to be like, fuck yeah, my partner's awesome. Like, look at her go. She's with me. That's fucking cool.
That's how I feel about a man when he's excelling at something that I can't do. Or don't do, or aren't well practiced in, or whatever.
That shows that you're secure in yourself. And you have the ability to differentiate you and someone else. But if in a relationship somebody is viewing you as a competitor, they're not self-sourced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they are, if they're in competition with you, they're also not loving you.
Yeah.
How
agreed.
can I love you and be in competition with you?
It's very hard.
Right? I'm using you as my measure of I need to be better than her.
Right.
The F are you doing in a
Yeah, what does
relationship
that
with me
mean?
if you think that way?
Right.
I totally like and I'm open to if my growth or my greatness or my drive and journey to become great at something, if that inspires
That's
you,
great. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also as a man, you're gonna have your own expression of that greatness.
Right,
Like
right.
for instance, let's say I'm dating a man or you're dating a man who he is in the gym like every single day.
Right.
Every single day.
Sure.
And let's say that you're not going to the gym every single day.
Yeah.
Are you gonna start to feel really bad about yourself and start to, go into thoughts of like, oh, I'm not, or are you going to say, wow, he really inspires me, I'm gonna get to the gym myself,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna do that.
Go connect to
Or-
movement that I love because I
Yes.
see it serving him.
Sure.
Because maybe I don't like the gym. Maybe I love really long walks or running
Yes.
or swimming or dance or all of this combined.
Yes.
Maybe I
Yes.
don't. Yeah.
But my point in that is that like instead of taking yourself into that negative space of self-criticism and comparing and competing with your partner,
Right.
giving that example but in the opposite spectrum for a female,
Yeah.
what if you own the thought he maybe is like working out every day but he loves like a curvy, voluptuous, delicious
Yeah.
woman, so you
Yeah.
just own and embody that. Obviously if he's choosing me or he's coming in my direction, he
Right.
wants what I have to offer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's in a way how you kind of can quell and calm that competitive nature of like, obviously my partner wants to be with me. So
Right.
if I'm feeling invalid or unworthy because he or she is doing something that I see is growing or excelling higher than me, that's
Yeah.
again, as conscious partnerships, we get to take responsibility for our feelings of like, oh, I'm feeling this not enoughness.
Yeah.
So how can I allow myself to find a new hobby or find something that challenges me
Right.
to push me?
Connect to those parts of myself that are feeling neglected, because
Yes.
at the end of the day, like, what you're craving isn't because of him. Like, you're seeing him do something or have something that you think you don't,
It's activating something inside of you.
whatever you need to connect to for that brings that joy, that life, that drive into it. It will look different, and yeah, definitely nourish that. Maybe it went under the radar for a little bit and then you're seeing it and you're like, oh wow, I really want to get back to that.
Yes.
Or
Or
here's
with
this
the
thing I always
boundaries.
wanted to try. Or
With the boundaries, she's really
Yeah.
good at boundaries. You don't
Yeah.
have to make it like, oh, you're not good at boundaries and be harsh.
Right.
You just
right.
be inspired by that. And it seems
Yeah.
like you have that quality.
Yeah.
Like you're very
No, absolutely.
appreciative of other people's
For
gifts.
sure.
So yes, okay. So I want to get us back to this. So we
Yeah.
have we went on some good
we really
tangents.
enjoy each other's company, so we can go all the way down
Yes.
every rabbit
And I
hole.
feel like too, this is almost in a way like a master class on the feminine journey into readiness and preparedness for conscious partnership. And that's why I really wanted to have Helena on, because I find her to be very emotionally aware, self-aware, and so I knew that guiding you through this process would elicit and unearth and bring forth so many insights and wisdom. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nuggets for people to
Yeah.
reflect. And I'm sure the comments are going to be like, oh my gosh, I love her. Like, she's so
Aw,
insightful.
You're sweet. No, and I love that you're willing to do this and that your heart is to share with other people and that you're able to be and create this space, because without you, we wouldn't be here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's just briefly touch on your green flag so you have this in your heart and your mind before we kind of move into coming to a close of the session. Green flags, emotionally connected to all of him or parts of himself, right? Growing,
Yeah.
developing, self-aware, willingness to learn, appreciative, responsible with time, dependable, structured. Is there anything else you would add to that of green flags? Green flags don't have to be expectations. Green
Right.
flags don't have to be, if you're not this, you're out. But it's sort
Right.
of like a guidepost for you of how to train your brain to find new things attractive. Because if
Yeah.
we've had a pattern in the past of having certain types of relationships,
Yeah.
this is the process
That's fair.
to be ready for conscious love, is to retrain your brain to see those things as unattractive.
Yeah.
Almost like if you smell it, you'd be like,
Absolutely. You're like, oh, gross. Why? No one wants that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Or
Yeah.
I don't want that
Yeah.
specifically.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that would almost be like your edge to stretch into
Yeah.
of I'm willing to let the things that don't work have a little bit of a louder voice in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lean into that, because
For
that's going to
sure.
be your extension into, like, I would say clean energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know
no,
what I
it
mean?
does.
Because clean
Yeah.
energy is when you're ready to attract a king, a conscious man.
Yeah.
You've got to be able
Yeah.
to know where your shape
Comfortable to draw your
ends
lines.
and what's not allowed to enter
yeah.
the castle, the home, the space of who you are.
Yeah.
Because you respect and you honor the importance of you opening the door to your energy to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would add, love, to the green flags, or do you feel kind of complete in that?
I think.
Is there any particular people in your life that you'd want him to interact with in a certain way? You know who I'm referring to?
As in Raymond, or
Yes.
friends, or
Yes.
both?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or even how he interacts with your family.
Yeah.
Right?
Just, I think there needs to be a certain level of, like, I think I'd put kindness and playfulness on there.
Of how he interacts with the people you love.
Yes.
That he's kind and playful to people you love.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. You know, I understand we're all learning, but if you can have fun while you're learning, I think it shows a certain level of security in yourself, and
Yeah.
ability to hold a lot of things being true at the same
Yeah.
time, and the ability to not put the strain on other people while you're learning. And I think that's good leadership, and I think that's good partnership, to be able to be like, when I interact with you, I don't make you feel like you're being dissected or studied, even though I am learning about you, but I can still bring the joy and that, like, grounded presence with you, and yeah, I think the ability.
Can you give an example so you have like a visual of what would be a tangible behavior quality, or let's say an actual moment that shows up? How could he demonstrate in physicality those things you were just speaking about?
Yeah.
Let's say your future partner is watching this. We gotta give him. We gotta give him.
He's out there somewhere, yeah, for sure.
I gotta throw him some. What do you call it? Like,
so
throw him
funny,
the ball so he can make a shot. Throw him a bone. Yes.
Yeah. I think sometimes I keep it vague on purpose so that no one can, like,
But
have the perfect map. But while we're getting specific is important.
Have to do.
Like,
That's what you have to do. If you want a man to succeed with you, you have to give him a map to you. I would say that.
Yeah.
I would encourage. Yes, I would encourage you as you know, in this moment, as your coach in this session, as a soul sister, as a friend, as a fellow, you know, feminine embodied woman, that, like, if you want a man to succeed with you, you have to give him a map.
Okay.
And then you can also discern how he views and treats that map as information that you need.
Right. Does he disregard it? Does he make efforts towards it?
Does
Is
he
that
value the gift that it is?
Yeah.
Like, if you, I think I would love to hear from the men too. You know, if a female that you are pursuing or courting or interested in, if she literally gave you a map to, like, this is how you win with me, this is how you can please me, these are the things that I love, and this is like, this is what unlocks my greatest potential, this is what activates my Shakti, my tigress, my whatever, this is what opens up my playfulness. How would you treat that? You know, would you treat that as gold? Because so many guys feel like they go in blinded, they don't know what to expect, and then she blows up on him or explodes, and it's like, wait, I didn't know that was a thing.
No, that wasn't even important to you. Why are we?
Yeah. But especially if you give him, like, an emotional guide map to, like, hey, these are places that if you touch upon this, I might respond in a heated way. So if you say it like this, you can get the best out of me, right? So it's like, we really have to set our partners up to win.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we are coming to a close, let's see where I want to take you. If I just tune into, like, what I feel like you need in this moment, because I feel like you are you're a very self-sourced person. I feel like your relationship to life and God is very, like, active for you. It's very prevalent for you. And so if I could encourage you, obviously you're coming to my matchmaking event. So this is sort of leading into, I'm hosting a matchmaking event for intentional singles. And she is going to be one of the students and participants in it. In addition to other people, there's going to be 30 people there, 15 men, 15 women. But I want to kind of, like, ask you in a way to give yourself some homework of like, between the time of now and when that event takes place, what are some practices you want to do to sort of, like, embody some of the things that we've talked about, or maybe to get out of your head in some ways that might have been holding you back before, or how to tap into new energy so that you can be more aligned and ready for if and when you meet him. What are some of the practices that you're going to take from today and apply them in your life?
I love this, because the practical part is where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that I won't talk about it all day, because obviously I will. But let's see. I mean, my first gut reaction is like, give these things to myself, the things that matter to me, the things,
Which are?
the playfulness,
Yes.
the boundaries, the awareness, the
I love that.
presence, the yeah, all of those things, being conscious of them. I'd say if I was gonna kind of challenge myself, it would be to spend a little bit more time returning to my body with some sort of movement and to my joy. So whether that's like
That's beautiful.
a fun
Being the things
book
you've
or
asked of
playing a
him.
game. Yes, exactly. Because the more that I'm valuing and showing up with those things in my life, A, I'm not expecting someone else to be the bringer and bearer of those things, and B, it's going to be attractive to someone who also values that. So
I see it almost like you are holding the candle inside of yourself and you're lighting that flame,
yeah,
and you're both going to walk forward with your own candles, with your own lights, and you're not going to come to him without a candle lit and then
hey,
expect
help.
him to do it,
Yeah,
right? Because we would never want our partner's light to go out because they're providing us that fuel.
Right, for
So
sure.
it's much better in a conscious partnership that we are doing our own internal practice to be the best for ourselves and each other,
Yeah.
and then how you connect is going to be amazing.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Very
So
excited.
I love this. So you already have some homework, and with anybody else, I would have given them something, but I
you
know.
Still can.
Yeah, I might.
Absolutely. I'm always open to that.
I just know that I feel like you are someone that you have a lot of insight into what you need, and I want to honor that capacity in you so that you can like reflect and go even
That's
deeper.
really sweet. That's really nice.
Good.
That's healing in itself, to be in a place where you see that in me and that you're honestly reflecting it back, because in the past maybe I would have been like, I don't know, you tell me.
Right.
And like
Isn't
that's
that
not
beautiful?
the energy anymore. The energy is like, yeah, if I just sit with it, it comes up, and it doesn't have to be like a crazy, I have to search through the depths of my being for it. It's just like it's readily there because I've built more self-trust rather than self-distrust.
I love that. Oof.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so beautiful. And you know, just to put something out there, that is one of the keys to great coaching, is that you are not, let's say, like, you're not advising someone, you're not telling them what they should or shouldn't do, you're not being a consultant, you're partnering with your client to support them in having their own breakthroughs. You see how she just tapped in so deeply, right? She went to the depths of her and she brought it forth. She brought you guys the goods in this session. But she, you know, made a great point speaking to, it's like, as the coach, if you honor and acknowledge your clients' capacities, most likely they're going to rise to that. And she was saying how she appreciated, right, being honored that she could find her own homework, because it's like she actually trusted herself instead of just relying on me, like, Megan, you tell me what I need to do.
Send help.
Right? Maybe I know a couple things. I might reach out to you later and give you a practice or whatever. Or there might be practices in the matchmaking event that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do that. You know?
Absolutely.
But I love that she said that, because I feel like that's such an important reminder, even if you're a parent too, of honoring the person's capacity to make their own decisions, to have their own breakthroughs. So asking thoughtful questions so they can come to their own insights versus you just telling them is one of the greatest ways to love and honor and respect someone. I know for me, that's one of the ways I feel love, is when people ask me deep questions versus telling me the answer.
Right, 100%.
Like, or if they, instead of giving me an observation, they see if they're like, how do you feel about that? Like, what is that? Because then I get to go at the depth, because I'm somebody who, I'm like very still and very, like, my energy often is like operating in clarity. Like, it's not like I'm ruminating in a million thoughts. It's like there's this peace. And I have a lot of insights that come up, or I wake up late at night and I just start writing for hours.
Yes, I love that.
Right? But I love when someone is like, they want to know my depths and they're curious about my depths, so that I can bring you this like artifact that has just been like cultivating for, let's say, years or months or hours or whatever, and then you get to see it, and because you're asking me that question, you are supporting me and helping me into forming it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I get to give you this actually three-dimensional construct of a thought that I have just generated and birthed. So I love that. So
that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like you're very good at that. But anyways, so yes, I just want to like have us take a deep breath, okay? Coming back into your body. And do you feel more close to the potential of having a really great, fulfilling relationship that could honor all of your needs, that could give you a safe space to be who you truly are, where you could also give your future partner a safe space to be who they truly are, and where they would be in a relationship that is like the best of the dreams with you, because you can honor the capacity of what their true needs are. Do you feel like you're closer to that space after going through this session?
I feel like this is such a helpful support, because it's just coming back to like obviously it's great to have modeling, but if modeling isn't directly in your face, coming
That's right.
back to focus and focusing on what you understand, what you see, and what you don't, where the lines are. You get to kind of clear the air and come back to home, and I think that helps a lot. So this is a part of the practice. Like, this will be part of what I want to do. Like, if I sit and meditate or have time, I'm like, okay, these are the negotiables, these are the non-negotiables, these are this is the heart. This person is out there, and their heart is yearning for someone who has capacity like me
True.
to come and create, because I'm looking for co-creation, not someone to fill a role or offer a solution. Like,
that's so harmonious, and that's going to be the greatest gift to the right man.
Right.
Because he's going to see the lightness in what you bring.
Yeah.
There's often, that term of men asking them, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's such a, like,
built
that.
the table, I painted
That's
the table,
what I'm saying.
I
Like,
cooked the food that was on the
literally.
table. Also,
Well,
my presence was great, even if I didn't do any of that.
But see, that's the thing, that it's like that question only comes from men who are not grounded and are not masculine. Because a masculine man would never ask you that question, because he knows that you're being a feminine woman is already mystery enough. It's already amazing enough. Obviously, he was drawn to you for a reason. You don't have to prove yourself. When you're proving yourself, you're in a masculine role. Typically, how God designed it, how life is itself, in nature, the male, is proving themselves to the female. The female is the one who is relaxed, and she's choosing. Why? Because she's the one who's going to have to choose the right partner to protect her when she creates life. It is designed like this, literally. So if I'm proving myself to you, no, I'm going to be the provider for you. I'm not willing to step into that role. As a feminine being, I feel we shouldn't be willing to step into that role of proving ourselves. When we do, we need to pull back, lean back, take assessment of the dynamic, right? So it's like, but why I reference that is almost like in a joking sense, but like, the right man is going to appreciate what you bring and the unique specific capacities that you bring. And so what I love is, like, what's valuable to, I would say, emotionally healthy man is who you are. Like, the energy of who you are. It's not what you do for him, right? It's like, she just has this energy that she brings. Like, she brings light and life to everyone she touches, and everybody feels good in her presence, or her creative energy inspires me. Like, that is what truly lights up masculine males, because it's like they don't have a lot of that energy in their life, maybe. And so it's almost like, if you're with a woman and she feels like Christmas every day, like, that alone in and of itself is such a huge gift to the right man.
It's like an energetic shot of espresso with no crash out later. Like, that's right. But it is. It's how you feel filled up when you're in time with great friends and lovely people, and you walk away from it and you're like, life is beautiful. I see all the magic in the world. Versus, like, if you're with someone who's exhausted, depleted, and all of those things, like, they're still inherently worthy. That's not a bad thing. There's no shame in that. Yes, like that is also, maybe where somebody is. Right, but if you're contributing to draining their battery, it's going to be a lose-lose situation all the way around.
And also, you have the ability and the capacity as, a consciously evolving woman to say, this is my standard in partnership with me. Like, you don't have to say anybody is wrong in their healing journey, because maybe they're in their chapter 3 and you're in your chapter 55.
Right. And I don't believe in a one size fits all for anything. Like, 100%.
So I just want to acknowledge you, Helena, for your graciousness. I feel like you have a great capacity to extend grace to yourself and to others, and I feel like that supports you in moving through life in a very fluid way.
Thank you.
Yeah, a very I don't know, I want to say almost like elegant and ethereal way. And I just really appreciate also your vulnerability and your courage to share. And I'm sure the people...
this is my first time doing this.
You would not believe it. You would not believe it. No, I feel
I love it. And
I feel like there's more in you that wants to teach and share.
For sure.
And I can even see you doing something like this. If you want to have your own channel, I would totally support you in doing that. But I just want to, appreciate you for, again, your courage to look at these things. And of course, like, if we were, let's say, when I'm working with a client, it's like we have one session and then we keep going for a 3-month parameter.
Right.
So I would obviously take you deeper and deeper and deeper. And there's things you can go into, like, what are your fears? What are your past wounds? And how to, like, there's a lot of psychological levels that we go into. And so this was more giving you the space to explore the internal process for you. But, another session might look like me more guiding you into places, more me coaching and teaching. So it's like, those are sort of like the next steps that I would be, taking a client into. So this is like the taste. This is like the first, but I would just love to hear from you, like, how supportive was this process? And how much more clear do you feel after having this training?
No, I'm grateful, and I think you have a unique gift of making people feel safe. I think there were plenty of times where I, no offense to you guys watching, forgot that you were over there.
That's a good thing.
Which
in a
is
way.
I think that gives, I love that you challenged me but didn't give me the answer that you saw. You allowed me to come to it, and I think that's the most powerful teaching method there is, because as everything I talked about, what I value, like, you offer so much of that in your friendship and how you coach and just who you are as a person. And so, like, I'm so grateful, and helping me really sink into the feeling of, like, hey, that's out there, affirming that, like, because I can affirm it myself all day long, but it is so helpful to do it in community and in presence with someone else who believes it just as much, and sees it for me, and helping me also, like, ground in that reality and that feeling of my body, and giving me space to pause and connect to those parts of myself. Like, I'm really grateful.
Yes, I do see it. I do know it's possible.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love you too. You're doing it in the most beautiful spot.
I know. You're in a gorgeous. This is one of my favorite beach spots.
Yeah.
It's like a little secret oasis cove.
Yeah.
You can't really see the ocean, but the ocean's
back there,
right behind us.
Very nice.
And it's gorgeous.
It's a perfect day. Like, it was freezing yesterday, but it's like in the 70s today, and the sun is shining. And,
I hope the lighting was okay.
I think it was great. I think it was very whimsical.
Yes,
magical.
But I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for your presence. If you had any questions, feel free to drop them down below, just about the process that I was guiding her through. If you had any insights or breakthroughs as far as what you need or want for yourself, I would totally love to hear that for you, especially coming from a male perspective, as far as like what you want in a conscious partnership with a female who, let's say, is doing this similar work. For my ladies out there who you are like, yes, I would love a session like this, feel free to contact me and direct message me, and you can book a session like that with me as well. I also work with men, so if you want to work with me to have me guide you through this process of getting clear on what you want to experience, how to heal and move through certain emotional or psychological or even spiritual blocks, that's one of the things that I do. I was trained in the ICF method, as well as I trained in the Tony Robbins and Chloe Madonna's life coaching training. I've been coaching people for over 12 years. So I would love to work with you if that's something that you desire, but definitely let us know. And please love on Helena. Definitely give her some support and just, let us know how seeing this session made you feel. Because I feel like, gosh, as women, like, don't we have such a great capacity to serve and support and gift wisdom from our emotional experience?
Yeah, every time.
Right, especially when we're grounded. Like, when we're grounded in the truth of it, and we can come from a place of clarity. Absolutely. Isn't that such a gift? It's such a gift to community, to help people reflect and heal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, that it was beneficial for you. Is
100%.
there anything else you want to say or share?
I'm just really grateful. My heart's happy, and now I'm actually acknowledging the camera, and I'm seeing the little hearts pop up, and so it's like in real time, just a nice affirmation of, like,
it's a great community here. People here on my page are very sweet, very supportive.
I love that, because I think when I was in a rougher period in my life, like, if you weren't seeing people in your immediate reality, the nice thing about technology and this tool, like, I started connecting with podcasts, and like, the overwhelming message was community.
Right.
And so I was creating it in the capacity I had until it kind of came to me, and I sought it out with people in my life.
That's
and
beautiful.
So, like,
it's often the first step. This is how you can find soul family through the internet, right? And then you give yourself safety to actually resonate there. When you resonate there, and that's your authenticity, then you're sort of like this what is like a welcome sign to anybody else who wants to feel that way.
And then you start it creates more of it. So I love seeing that that's hopefully happening for some of those people out there too. That makes my heart happy. So so
that was my intention, that just this session would serve and support you. It would serve and support people to get insight, to this experience. And then I just love I love sharing and
This is so
supporting and
fun.
coaching.
I'm, like,
So.
giddy now.
We're gonna go skip and frolic on the
We
ocean.
sure are. I might get in the water. We'll see.
Yeah, she brought a bathing suit.
I sure
so
did.
You're ready. Alrighty, let me just actually, if you're okay
Yeah,
with it, let me
go
just
for
check
it.
and see if there are any questions.
Oh yeah, like comments and concerns.
My foot
for
is
sure.
not asleep. And just see.
It's okay. Just tiger
Okay,
it up.
hi everybody. I'm trying to see if anybody said anything.
I'm so curious.
Alright, somebody said hello. Please focus on Jesus is Lord. Yes, I love Jesus too. Some hearts. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you. Have an amazing, blessed day. And if this supported you in some capacity, please feel free to share it out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we need more, I think, emotionally intelligent discussions like this happening out there in the world. And also, there's not a lot of live coaching sessions shared. It's often something that's more quiet and private,
That's
given the
valid.
nature of how deep we go emotionally. So thank you again for your courage to
absolutely.
reveal this. But this is a great insight for others to see kind of like what an intuitive coaching session with me would be like. This is not an 100% reflection of how I show up in all my sessions, because not everybody has the same. I would call you like a waterfall inside of me. You know what I mean? Not everybody has that same. So sometimes the light just went off. I hope it's still on.
Of being live.
I need to turn on the light.
Yeah.
Okay, are we still on? Yes.
Oh,
okay, we are.
here.
It was just my battery. We had 50%, so it went down. But I was saying, not everybody has that same skill set yet, to dive at such a deep capacity. So sometimes it looks like me shifting energy for people or helping them kind of, let's say, turn things inside out or take them deeper. But you are very, I would say, fluid within your own consciousness. So it was really easy to work with you.
I love that.
It was really easy.
That makes me happy.
I just touch and you're like,
yeah, no, that's true. That's
so I can resonate with that a lot for sure. So, but I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing, blessed day. Thank you for tuning in.
For sure.
And we're gonna go.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Bye.
All right. So let me end this. I'm not exactly sure how to end it. Let me see how I can end it. I just turned around. Now you see our little setup that we had, and here is the ocean over here. It is absolutely